right, y'all. Greetings, y'all. Greetings. Welcome to another episode of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. All right, I'm your hostess and your melanated queen. So, today's topic, I want to just let my melanated ladies know that you're enough because I get so tired of the pandering that goes on with melanated females in order to take advantage. And that seems like that's happening a lot, especially on social media. We see this going on with Dr. Umar Johnson. We see it go on with Young Pharaoh. And the thing that they like to use is basically acceptance. So my thing is, when you say snow bunnies never, black queens forever, when you say the black woman is God, and then you also had Brother Polite, all of these dudes had the gift of gab. It's nothing different than the average dude you find out in the world walking down the street. They have the gift of gab with some type of, what do you call it, charisma, and they pair that with social media, and now they've run amok and they've gone on a tangent, and you have a lot of these females being taken advantage of, being swindled out of their money donating to these people, because I'm pretty sure women have been their biggest donators. You even had the likes of Derek Jackson, who wrote a book and also was telling females to leave their men alone. If he doesn't do all these things, leave him. If he doesn't do this, and what was he doing behind his wife's back? So I feel that melanated men know that females are so vulnerable, especially melanated females. I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm speaking to melanated females because those are the people giving them their support. They feel that melanated females are so, I guess, in need of acceptance that and validation, that if they just keep pandering to these women and these females, that basically they're going to get the support of the women, and then lo and behold, they're going to get the money of the women. And I just feel like, these things need to be addressed and needs to be talked about on social media. I don't agree with it. And you notice, like, as once they're exposed, once the truth comes out about these people, you see what happens? They go quiet. But they still don't stop. They still don't stop with their antics. I just feel like melanated females as a whole, we need to really hold ourselves up in high regard and higher standards as people. Stop settling for scraps. I have a saying, Brown Girls Are Beautiful has a saying, don't throw scraps at the queen and expect her to eat them. Y'all stop settling and stop going off of people's words. Listen to their actions. Pay attention to what they actually do for you, their actions. Actions speak way louder than words. People can talk for 365 days out of the year. If they don't act on anything they're saying, then more than likely they are just, they have the gift of gab. Don't fall for it. Y'all, and there's so many of these guys that we saw in the quote unquote fake woke conscious community. Peace, queen. So if you ever hear people start off a sentence with that, be real cautious. Be very careful when they come to you with these antics, y'all. I think a lot of that has kind of died down and dwindled down a bit. But there are still people that are very enlightened and awakened, and they will utilize their information and their knowledge to reel you in, and you think that you both are on the same common accord, the same vibrational frequency, because they might have some knowledge about some things, but they still, let me clarify, they still have these antics with them. They come with a motive and they come with an agenda. So just, be real careful with these people. Take everybody, like I said, with a grain of salt. I don't care if it's a melanated male coming to you, take him with a grain of salt. And I want to tell our melanated females, because we need to talk about this. Please start accepting yourself for who you are, for how you are. Stop dying over these surgeries. I can't tell a person what to do, but is it really worth it for you to leave your children behind, your family behind? You lose your life, all for the aesthetics of a male, because you're not really doing it for yourself. You're doing it for a male. I don't see males going out here getting surgeries. I don't see men going out here and getting flat stomachs. I don't see them going out here and doing a lot of things that females are doing, butchering their bodies, all for the validation of males. Start accepting yourself for who you are. Embrace who you are. I would like to see our melanated females embrace their natural beauty a whole lot more. I like to see when they embrace their hair, right? Because covering up your scalp with someone else's hair, we don't know what type of energy these people have been carrying. That's someone else's DNA, y'all. And you're putting that on your crown chakra. You're putting it on top of your head. People get very hypersensitive and offended when we talk about these things. When you start, making yourself look like another nationality, that what does that do? Especially if you have a son, that programs them, that predisposes them to want people from another nationality. And I think it's craziness. I also think that we need to hold these guys accountable that basically pander to the melanated females, but behind the scenes, they are not with a melanated female. They are with someone of a whole different nationality, y'all. So it's all a scheme. Like I said, they have the gift of gab. They know who to pander to because it's no secret that a lot of melanated females have been so vulnerable, been told in society that they are not enough, that they're not beautiful, that they're the lowest on the totem pole when it comes to when it comes to validation, or when it comes to acceptance, or when it comes to being when someone, can't think of my word that I want to say, when they're less appealing to people. Basically, that's what they've been told over and over again in society. I'm sorry, the word that I was looking for escapes me, but you understand where I'm coming from. So females, what I would like to see more of is you embracing yourself in a natural state, in a natural way, and stop injecting yourselves with all these things that you really don't need. Stop putting yourself under a surgery, under a knife, if it's not life threatening. Because I mean, why is it worth you risking your life? Is it really worth you leaving out of this world because you wanted to alter your body? You're not embracing, yourself, how the creator made you. And we see this go on all the time with these entertainers. And we see it a lot, with Hollywood. I think Vivica Fox was a nice looking female, but she did the same thing to herself. She altered herself. Look at Jada Pinkett. She altered herself. Now they don't even look realistic. You have Jada Pinkett's mother that actually is aging better than her because of all the alterations she had done to her face. I think that we need to get back into where females actually aged naturally and, embraced who they are naturally. Y'all remember back in the 90s, there were a lot of beautiful melanated ladies, a lot of brown skinned ladies that did not have to have alterations. Look at Keisha Knight Pulliam. Look at Felicia Rashad. Look at Ananda Lewis. Look at, who else is there? A lot of the females. I don't know if y'all remember Idalis. Idalis was a very naturally beautiful woman. But these ladies did not make alterations, y'all. These people actually embraced their true natural beauty. And the over influx of covering up the, aesthetics of your facial features, of your body, it's nothing wrong with enhancing yourselves according to your liking, but sometimes I feel like it starts to be a carbon copy. Everybody starts looking the same. And I think a lot of this has to do with validation and wanting to be accepted, wanting to be appealing to other people. And just, if we really could really go within ourselves and let that natural beauty radiate outwardly, I think we would get a lot further in society, you all. Forget what these people tell you about, your hair isn't right, your skin isn't the right complexion. When you start really embracing you, and then also having a good positive energy about yourself, because in this world it's definitely difficult for melanated females to be treated fairly. We go through a lot of things. We're disenfranchised in so many different ways, but talking about it and actually being mature about it instead of getting into battles with one another, competing with one another. I think that would get us a lot more ahead in society as a people as a whole. So anyway, y'all, that is just my opinion on things. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you got something out of the video, you can like, share, comment, subscribe, and hype the video up as well. Thank you to all the new subscribers, and I will tune in with y'all later. Signing out, y'all.